Hello everyone, and thank you for listening in. My name is Lily and I am a parent advocate with the Links CPRC. Today we'll be exploring attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, what it is, how it shows up, and practical accommodations and modifications that can help support children both at home and at school. By the end, you'll have concrete ideas for supporting children with ADHD and better understanding how and why these supports matter. ADHD is a developmental disorder characterized by an ongoing pattern of one or more of the following types of symptoms: inattention, so difficulty paying attention or staying organized; hyperactivity, moving around, talking excessively; and impulsivity, interrupting, trouble waiting one's turn. These behaviors occur frequently and across multiple settings, for example, home and school. It is not simply occasional distractibility. The behaviors interfere with functioning in daily life. One way ADHD is categorized is by something called presentation. There are 3 different types of presentation. So there is an inattentive type, in which there are difficulties sustaining focus, organizing tasks, following through on instructions. There is hyperactive impulsive type, which is often fidgeting, constant motion, acting without thinking. There is also a combined type, which is a mix of both inattentive and hyperactive impulsive symptoms. Understanding the way ADHD is presented helps it tailor supports. ADHD is one of the most common disorders diagnosed in children. For children with ADHD, symptoms can affect many areas of life: school, home, behavior, social relationships, self-esteem, and even risk for injuries or other complications. Because the impact is broad, understanding and supporting children with ADHD is important for families, teachers, and the children themselves. Some of the signs of ADHD, especially when they are frequent and across settings, include difficulty paying attention to details or staying focused on tasks, trouble organizing tasks or losing things, fidgeting, leaving a seat when expected to remain seated, excessive talking, impulsivity, interrupting others, blurting out answers, trouble waiting their turn. When these behaviors are presented impairing and present in more than one context, not just at home or just at school, further evaluation may be needed. While the exact causes of ADHD are not fully understood, research suggests that differences in brain structure and function, genetics, and early life exposures may all play a role. It is important to note that ADHD is not caused by poor parenting or laziness. Understanding the biological and developmental roots helps remove stigma and enables us to focus on supports rather than blame. Children with ADHD may struggle with daily routines at home: finishing chores, staying on homework, managing time, following instructions, remembering materials. These difficulties can lead to frustration for both the child and the family, impacting self-esteem and relationships. The good news is that home accommodations and structure can make a significant difference. Here are some practical home-based supports for children with ADHD. Set clear, consistent rules and routines. Tell the child what to do, not just what not to do. Use a reward system or chart to reinforce positive behaviors. Break tasks into smaller parts and provide reminders. Provide space and time for movement or activity breaks. Keep communications open. Check in on homework, supplies, how school went. These may seem simple, but they can dramatically improve outcomes when done consistently. In the school setting, children with ADHD often face challenges with attention, organization, completing work, staying seated, following multi-step instructions, managing transitions, and managing behavior. Because school success depends on attention, self-regulation, and organization, the impacts of ADHD may show up in academic performance, peer relationships, and behavior concerns. That is why school supports and modifications are crucial. A lot of teachers, especially elementary school teachers, might already be implementing some of these supports in their classroom for your specific student or even for their class at large. But you can always ask and advocate for some of these to be utilized on your child. Here are some evidence-based accommodations for students with ADHD in the classroom. Extra time on tests, instruction and assignments tailored to the student, scheduled breaks or opportunities to move around, clear step-by-step directions, verbal or written, posting schedules, rules, assignments, somewhere visual, preferential seating for reduction of distractions in the classroom, regular communication between teachers, parents, and students about the progress of behavior. All these supports help level the playing field so that the children with ADHD can access learning more effectively. 2 key federal laws support accommodations for students with disabilities, including ADHD: the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, and the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. Under IDEA, students may receive an individualized education plan, or an IEP, if ADHD is found to affect their educational performance. Under Section 504, students may receive accommodations via a 504 plan if they don't qualify for special education services. Knowing these rights helps parents and schools advocate effectively for supports. If you think your child might benefit or qualify for one of these supports, ask your child's teacher how you can initiate that to see if that would be something that your child qualifies for. Effective support for a child with ADHD depends on collaboration between parents, teachers, school staff, and other professionals. Key practices include regular check-ins and communication between home and school. You can specifically communicate what accommodations or modifications work well with your child at home and ask what works well in school. What is your child's teacher implementing in the classroom that works well for your child specifically? Shared goal setting. What behaviors or skills are you working on at home, and what behaviors or skills are they working on in the classroom? Consistency between home and school and expectations and support is key. Being flexible and responsive. What works for one child may not work for another. When everyone is on the same page, the child is much more likely to succeed. To summarize, ADHD is a developmental disorder causing inattention, hyperactivity, and/or impulsivity that affects daily functioning. Children with ADHD can thrive with the right supports. At home, routines, task breakdowns, movement breaks, positive reinforcement, and communication are incredibly helpful. At school, accommodations like extra time, tech tools, step-by-step direction, reduced distraction, movement breaks, and clear routines are helpful. Use IEP or 504 plans as needed to maintain strong school-home connection and collaboration. With consistent support, children with ADHD can succeed academically, socially, and emotionally. Thank you all for taking the time to learn more about ADHD and how to support children who have it. If you'd like further resources or help along this process, please reach out to Links CPRC in the Matsu. Let's keep working together to provide the support these children deserve.